points. Rain clouds still hang over Assen, but everyone has decided to start on slick tyres, and there in the middle of your picture, Barry Sheene, who was second fastest in practice, just a fraction slower than Kenny Roberts, and alongside him, bike number 10, the blue Suzuki, being wheeled out of the picture, Franco Uncini. Barry Sheene looks pretty calm and confident. This is very much a crunch race for Barry. He is currently third in the World Championship with 36 points. Roberts and Uncini lead it with 48 points. And Barry, if he wants to stay on terms with those two, has got to win today if he's going to have a chance of winning his third World Championship title. Kenny Roberts already has 3 World Championship titles to his name, of course, but lost it last year to Marco Uncini. Bike number 3 is the unique Yamaha V4 of Kenny Roberts. Barry Sheene is on the slightly earlier model, still 1982 model, Square 4 Yamaha. Uncini, just getting off his bike, is on a 4-cylinder Suzuki. Also on the front row of the grid, Graham Crosby on another Yamaha, exactly like Barry's. On the second row of the grid, Jack Middleberg, Freddie Spencer on the Honda, and Cork Ballington on the Kawasaki. With just seconds to go now, the traditional push start here at the circuit, which first hosted motorcycle racing back in 1916. And the push, who's going to strike up first? Sheene's got a very good start. Barry Sheene has made a magnificent start, but it's Uncini first. Cork Ballington looks as if he was into third place, but definitely Franco Uncini, the thin Italian, is leading. Barry Sheene in fourth place, going through the picture, 36 motorcycles. Amongst them, other British runners like Steve Parrish, Ron Haslam on the 4-stroke Honda. But going into the first corner, Kenny Roberts comes down the inside. Franco Uncini is second, third is Barry Sheene, and Kenny Roberts takes the lead. There is Barry, right behind Barry is Randy Mamola, who made an excellent start. Randy from the fourth row of the grid, finally getting his act together after an absolutely disastrous season. Virginio Ferrari, the other HB Suzuki rider, near the back, I noticed, just 3 from the back. But it is Kenny on the V4 Yamaha who has made a storming start. The true professional Kenny Roberts beating, at the moment, by 2 lengths Franco Uncini. And let's look at the start again. And just watch Uncini on the blue one. Pushes hard, 5, 6, 7 steps. It's just about, Barry Sheene's has already fired up and he's away. So Barry Sheene's bike fired quicker, but Uncini's certainly rocketed off the line as well. Graham Crosby didn't make such a good start. Haven't noticed where Graham is yet. Well, there is Kenny Roberts, and of course they'll all be hoping and praying they aren't going to have a shower of rain, but the rain clouds are still hanging here at Assen, the town that became famous not for this motorcycle racing, but for the famous train siege. Kenny Roberts, Uncini, who pulled out a little gap over Sheene, Mamola, Ballington. Bert Van Dolman looked well up, the darling of the local crowd. And Uncini looks as if he's going to try and take the lead. Barry definitely in third place. No, Roberts on the V4 Yamaha, 30 years old, from Oakdale, California. See the 4 exhaust pipes very clearly on Kenny's V4. But Barry in third place, second fastest in practice. Set a 100-mile-an-hour lap in practice, as did Kenny Roberts. Franco Uncini is undoubtedly the revelation of the 500cc World Championship this year. He was a privateer until this year, and when Marco Uncini decided to go over to Honda, Roberto Gallina, who runs the Suzuki Italia team, hired Franco Uncini, and he's actually taken like a duck to water to being a works rider. Had been the top privateer before. He did deserve the ride, although last year was a pretty bad one for him, but previous seasons he's really shown his skill. Very un-Latin-like is Uncini. Doesn't get too excited. Keeps his head about him. And now just ending lap number 1 with Kenny Roberts in the lead. Barry Sheene in a strong third place, Uncini second. 3 top riders in the World Championship in the top 3 position. But the order, Kenny Roberts, who you saw in the lead, is still in the lead. Franco Uncini is in there, so is Middleberg, so is Sheene. Freddie Spencer, who moved up into 4th place briefly, has dropped back. And remember, they're all on slick tyres, and the rain has just come down about 2 laps ago. This is lap number 7, almost halfway through the race. And Middleberg's gone into the lead. Uncini now takes second from Kenny Roberts. The positions have been changing all around the circuit. The wheel, you see, coming into the picture now, is that a Barry Sheene in fourth place. It's absolutely anybody's race. They've got to be so careful with the 125 brake horsepower through the back wheel. Just too much throttle. And they'll be off in a trice. Well, the Dutch fans don't mind the rain. They're loving it because their hero, Jack Middelberg, is second. Franco Uncini is second. Barry Sheene was trying round the outside, didn't quite make it. Barry Sheene has made it. Got past Kenny Roberts. Very difficult, very tricky conditions. Now, the organisers may decide to stop this race. The last time we had a real downpour in a Grand Prix, the race wasn't stopped and certain people came in to change tyres. There was total confusion. And there you can really see the rain bouncing off the track. Well, maybe the right stand. Kenny Roberts is down. Kenny Roberts is down. Barry Sheene goes around. Look at Kenny sliding. And Kenny gets up and he's going to be very angry. Well, that certainly loses him the lead of the World Championship now. Now, Kenny is running. What's Kenny seen? Maybe his bike's caught fire or something's on the track. Oh yes, his bike's caught fire, the V4 Yamaha's on fire. Kenny bravely tries to push it away. Marshals are with him. The petrol has gone onto the track. There is petrol on the track with a piece of exhaust pipe. Well, that shows the brave man that Kenny Roberts is. And that is one of only about 2 V4 Yamahas that have ever been built. But the fire extinguishers are there very quickly. You hear the crowd actually clapping Kenny. And Barry Sheene still in third place. Well, on slick tyres, I just don't believe this. I'm surprised they can really carry on, but Jack Middelberg has pulled away a little bit. Jack Middelberg having a guest to ride on the Suzuki, one of Randy Mamola's spare bikes, in fact. Randy's not going to like this. Now they're coming through the chicane ever so slowly. Well, the motorcycle rules do not... although there you see Graham Crosby's bike down, so Graham Crosby is off. And where is Graham? Well, Steve Parrish just went through the picture. Well, Kenny's walking towards Graham Crosby's bike. But if they can just stay on, they may put the flag up. We'll just have to wait and see. There is... and just look at the wobble. Uncini, who is the rider's representative, is in third place, and he'll be wanting them to stop the race. Uncini trying down his own. There's somebody going down the road. That looks like Freddie Spencer's Honda, number 12. Can't see where Freddie is, but that is definitely his Honda. Well, dear, oh dear me. And, well, Jack Middelberg takes a very leisurely look round his shoulder and says to rider's representative, Franco Uncini, what they're going to do about this yellow flag, see? And they have indeed stopped it. The red flag is out. And they have put the checkered flag out as well. Well, we'll have to wait and see if they're going to have a rerun. Well, so the riders will be pleased to see that. Of course, this man, Jack Middelberg, doesn't know that that flag's out yet until he gets around the other side of the circuit. 4.77 miles, remember, this circuit. And so he's got another minute and a half's racing in these absolutely atrocious conditions. Well, what a tragedy for the Dutch Grand Prix. It offered so much with Kenny Roberts, Sheene, Uncini, Middelberg, all in there. Well, let's hope that none of those riders we saw fall have been injured. We know that Roberts has gone down the road. We know he's all right. Crosby has crashed. Freddie Spencer has crashed. And, well, the spectators probably know it's been stopped because they've heard it on the PA system. But Jack Middelberg, Sheene is still in the picture. Barry Sheene, we hope, is still upright. Yes, he is. Just cruising on bike number 7 on his John Player Special. And bike number 4 is Jack Middelberg. So with the rain coming down, we hand back to Dickie Davis, and the race, of course, Dickie, is stopped. Well, chaos and confusion here at Assen, as you see. The Honda mechanics are working in the pits and somebody doesn't want us to see that. Well, the jury are meeting currently. They are deciding what to do. It looks they'll probably have a rerun. There's still thunder and lightning here. Quite amazing, the end of the race. In fact, as the bikes came up to the end of the race, Franco Uncini nipped in front of Jack Middelberg. So the final order was Franco Uncini first, second Middelberg, third Sheene, but I don't think that's going to count. Another part of the chaos was they literally ran out of ambulances, so many people fell off, and several riders who didn't look too badly injured were stretchered back. But with that report, back to you, Dickie, in the studio. Well, the riders are preparing themselves on the grid for the restart, Dickie, and in fact the previous race up to the 6th lap will count, and they're going to add the 2 races together to get an overall winner. Well, that could be a little confusing, but at the moment the big news is that Kenny Roberts has managed to get his bike going again, will be taking part in the 2nd race, and of course he won the 1st race in effect because he fell off after the 6th lap. Well, there you see them on the grid. There's still dampness around the track. Some riders still deciding what tyres to start on. Barry Sheene is in 3rd place. Must have a very good chance, Dickie, so we'll be watching out for this restart. And back to you in the studio. Well, there's still controversy here at Assen because the start should have first happened at 1:30. Now they said 1:45, and they're still well, not on their bikes yet. You see Jack Middelberg, the Dutch rider, is actually classified 4th in the first part, still not on his bike. Most of the argument is about whether riders who crashed after the flag was put out should be allowed to restart. Now that affects people like Freddie Spencer, Kenny Roberts, and so on. Now let's just go down the order that was originally the order at the end of 6 laps, which is the way they're going to count this. Kenny Roberts was in the lead at that time. Franco Uncini was in 2nd place. Barry Sheene was 3rd. Jack Middelberg, you see in the picture there, was 4th. Then came Freddie Spencer in 5th place, although he later fell off. 6th was Randy Mamola. The 7th was Graham Crosby, although he fell off also. So Roberts has won Argentina and Spain so far. Austria and Italy were run by Uncini. Barry Sheene has had 3 second places, and the only other man to win so far this year has been Michel Fruchki, and he won the French Grand Prix, but that was boycotted by all the leading riders. Well, there you see number 10 on the grid is Franco Uncini. Barry Sheene there, number 7, and in the background is Kenny Roberts on bike number 3. Just 2 minutes to go now before the restart, and so we see the 10-second board, perhaps that is, but let's go back now to Dickie Davis in the studio. Yes, Dickie, just 10 seconds now before they are off for the 2nd time in this Dutch 500cc Grand Prix. Barry Sheene pushed his bike a little further back. Ken Fletcher actually ran on and wiped his visor, but now they are off. Let's see who fires first. Barry Sheene's made a superb start. Barry Sheene into the lead. Somebody else coming through very quickly, looked like Middelberg. Barry Sheene made an excellent start, and it is definitely Barry Sheene. There still is a bit of water about. You can see the spray coming off the bikes while they go down towards the little deep corner where they drop down into 1st gear. And it is Barry Sheene, determined now to stamp his mark on the Dutch Grand Prix. But coming down on the inside is Jack Middelberg, and Jack takes the corner. Jack Middelberg, jumping Jack in the lead from Barry Sheene. In 3rd place, didn't quite see who that was, but Franco Uncini was in 5th place. A few wobbles there, Andy Hoffman going through the picture. Graham Crosby, I think, is still back in the race, but well down. An extraordinary sight as we see bikes on the motorway above the riders, but Barry Sheene is 2nd place behind Jack Middelberg, the Glazier from Holland, and we'll see the start again, so just watch Barry on bike number 7. Yes, he jumps, throws his leg over the bike and gets an excellent start. Jack Middelberg also came through well. Barry on the red, black and white Yamaha. The OW60 model takes the lead, but he held the lead only briefly, but I suspect that he will be charging hard to get past Jack Middelberg again. This is the 1st lap of the restart. Remember, this race is now 10 laps. 2 races will be added together. There is Middelberg, there is Sheene. Kenny Roberts will be taking it a little cautiously after that fall. Middelberg and Sheene have broken away from the rest. Quick flashes in 3rd and 4th, and it looked like Randy Mamola in 4th place. Randy getting his confidence back after those series of mishaps in previous Grand Prix. And just look how close Jack Middelberg's knee gets to the ground as he takes that right-hander. He knows and respects Barry Sheene as a fierce competitor, and isn't it good to see Barry Sheene so well up again this year? Sheene, after that brilliant ride in Argentina, one of his best ever races, was just pipped to the post there by Kenny Roberts. Randy Mamola, I think I saw it moved up into 3rd place just off the picture. Barry tying a slightly different line there. He's won this race before, knows the track. In fact, he has told me in the past that Assen is his favourite racing circuit. Well, it'll definitely be his favourite after today if he can win this one. Coming round for the end of the first 4.77 miles that constitute the first lap. Jack Middelberg on bike number 4. Barry Sheene on bike number 7. Jacks his weight across the bike. Into that tight right-hander. Down to second gear. Accelerates out. Into the chicane. Where Jack Middelberg past the new pits complex. The Dutch fans waving and cheering, all 140,000 of them, and they really have pulled away from the rest of the field. Barry Sheene in second place. Now will Barry try at this first gear corner after the left sweeper to take the lead? Franco Uncini looks as if he's moved up to third place. There's Court Ballington in fifth. Kenny Roberts, Graham Crosby, the rest going through the field. Mark Fontana. There is Marco Lucanelli, the world champion. Marco on the 3-cylinder Honda. Doesn't look as if Freddie Spencer took the restart. Ron Haslam just going through the picture on the 4-stroke Honda. Philip Coulon also in there, towards the back. Well, Barry Sheene hounding on this second lap. Jumping Jack Middelberg. Definitely the hero of these fans. Well, this is a very nasty section here where they sweep right, left, and then take this sweeping right-hander, the Ossenbrücken corner. Now is Sheene waiting to pounce, or is he going to play a waiting game? Well, the fans are cheering Jack Middelberg, but they are also cheering Barry Sheene. Barry Sheene very popular here. If he keeps it in tight, he might just be able to snap it out of there quickly and get the power down. And Jack Middelberg almost loses it. Barry Sheene definitely on the limit as well. Franco Uncini in third place. Fourth, it looked like Randy Mamola. Uncini trying again on this second lap. Trying to get past Jack Middelberg, the local hero. Jack Middelberg, the man who has been lent just for this one race. Factory Suzuki, and will Suzuki keep him in the squad? I rather suspect after a performance like this they will. Just pops a little wheelie. Barry pops a little wheelie. Cranks it over right. Watching all the time for those damp patches where if you turn the power on the 125 brake horsepower so too quickly with a twist of the wrist, then you'll be off over the bubble and into the hay bales. Barry Sheene is too experienced for making a mistake like that, but Jack Middelberg isn't, and Jack Middelberg is down the road. He looks as if he's all right. Jack Middelberg just put the power on too quickly, and oh dear, look at the fans, and they're clapping him. Well, Jack Middelberg made a mistake there, and he's off uninjured, and Barry Sheene into the lead, and there is Barry Sheene as we complete this second lap, swooping through the corners on his Yamaha. And let's look at Jack Middelberg just taking that fall again. Barry hounding him. In slow motion we see Jack on the HB Suzuki. And there, high-sided it, went over the top. The bike just missed him. Jack fell round the road. Barry's on the brakes hard. But fortunately Jack goes away off the track. Well, maybe Jack Middelberg won't get that Suzuki ride after all. So excitement here at the Dutch TT. Barry Sheene in the lead. And with that news, let's go back to you, Dickie Davis, in the studio. Second gear for Barry Sheene. Barry Sheene leading from Franco Uncini. Franco Uncini keeping a watching brief, but seemingly unable to really challenge Barry. Barry will know from his pit signals exactly where Uncini is, just 2 seconds in the van. Will Uncini make a late charge? This is lap 7 of the 10 in this second part. And Barry, of course, needs to pull away as much as he can from Uncini, because it looks as if they're going to have to add the times together to get a final result. And hopefully Barry's pits are telling him that. Uncini knows he doesn't have to overtake Barry to win. If he can finish on Barry's back wheel, that's good enough. But it looks as if this time Barry has pulled away a little bit. Graham Crosby in third place. Being challenged now by Kenny Roberts. We've got a Yamaha, Suzuki, 2 more Yamahas, and indeed 3 more Yamahas, because Luke Van Dolman is after Kenny, and Kenny really trying hard to get past Graham Crosby. Graham, the Kiwi, see his bike patched up, because he too took a tumble, making his first rain-stopped race. Kenny also took a tumble. I still think there'll be quite a bit of arguing about this afterwards, the fact that riders were allowed to continue after they crashed. don't know if Barry Sheene had a moment, we didn't see it on camera, but it is definitely Uncini, the new leader. The caption confirms it. Franco Uncini looking for his third win of the season, takes another look behind Barry Sheene, pops a wheelie. And a lot of smoke coming from Uncini's bike. Saw a puff of blue smoke. Is Uncini in problems? Well, he's still got his head tucked well under the bubble. Franco Uncini won 2 Grand Prix already this year. Will this be his third? Well, he takes another hasty look behind him. There is Franco Uncini. Well, if Franco wins this one, he will indeed be the winner overall. Kenny Roberts with a first, and it looks like a third place. Franco Uncini will have a first and a second, which will give him the overall victory on points. Franco Uncini on bike number 2. Roberto Galina prepared. Suzuki. Galina certainly knows how to prepare these machines. He produced a world champion before in Marco Lucanelli, and let's see if he's going to produce another one in Franco Uncini. But Graham Crosby certainly giving Franco a chase. Franco Uncini crosses the line and wins it, so Franco Uncini is the winner. Graham Crosby